Hi. Great start. Hello. So basically, I've been to Japan recently, first week of September, now it's October, and there's some, I guess I have to look at the camera. There's some things that I would have done differently or better. I don't know. I'm really happy with my trip, but still, it was my first time traveling to Japan and traveling so far away. So maybe there's some tips that you can use. Let's go ahead. So I have different topics. First would be transportation, cash, airport, immigration, and I don't understand my writing, team lab. So there's a bit of everything. But for me, the most important thing was to know how would I manage my day-to-day life. I was there for 10 days, which is a lot, but not really because I did Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto. So it's quite a lot of things to see in just 10 days, but still I'm really happy I planned it that way. That's the thing, I didn't plan it that much. So now in retrospective, maybe I would have done things better, more planned, but still no regrets. About, I have to look at the camera, about transportation, for me, it was stressing me out not knowing how not transportation between the big cities, because to go from Tokyo to Kyoto, Osaka, and back to Tokyo, they have this Shinkansen, the fast train, and that was pretty easy. So you just buy the tickets. It's quite expensive, much more than I thought. You need cash, but you need to pay there on the same day. At least this is how I did it, and this is how I saw online. What was a bit more worrisome for me was the day-to-day travel, like taking the metro, bus inside the city, and to go from the airport to the city center to Tokyo. And it was much more simple than I thought. Basically, before going to Tokyo, I downloaded on iPhone. I don't know if it's the same on Android, but you can download on settings, not even an app, just go to settings and add the Suica card. And that was super easy. That was life-changing for me. And online, I didn't see that many recommendations to do this, but for me, it was worth it. It was really simple. You don't have to pay anything for the card. You just need to pay for the money that you want to put in the card. So I went to configuration, to systems on my iPhone. I added the card and then I added the money that I wanted. So for example, to go from the airport to the city center, I did it with the Suica card. To move around for metro, bus, tram, absolutely every kind of public transport in Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, not just in Tokyo, I did it with Suica. So it was really easy. And for me, I just put quite a lot of, at the beginning, I didn't put that much money because I didn't know if it was gonna be useful for me. But once I learned that it was working everywhere and it was working perfectly, then I put quite a lot of money, and you can just top it up as much as you want as you go. So that makes things really easy. There's no extra cost. The money that you put is the money that you get into the card. So that would be really important before you go to get the Suica card on your phone. Again, I'm an iPhone user, so it was really easy on iPhone. I don't know how it works with Androids or other kind of phones. And this is for the public transport. Then to move around cities, I took the fast train. If you look online, there's a lot of options talking about the GR Pass. It's a thing that I think just last year it was really common. It was really affordable for tourists. Now it's not the same. Things have changed and apparently it's more expensive. So if you just do these 3 big cities, like for me in 10 days, these 3 big cities, it was not worth it. So to go from city to city, to go from Tokyo to Kyoto, it was my first big train ride in the country. I took the Shinkansen train, the fast train that they have, and I think if I remember correctly, it was like $60. The only thing you need to consider is that you need cash to pay. You cannot pay in euros, of course, and you cannot pay with credit card, at least not with my credit card, and you cannot pay with Suica, so you have to take some money from the ATM. And yeah, then to go from Tokyo to Kyoto, I bought the train ticket. To go from Kyoto to Osaka, I did it with the Suica card, if I remember correctly, because it's not that much of a long ride. And then to go from Osaka back to Tokyo, it was another Shinkansen, and it was again like 60 bucks more or less. And same system, you cannot pay with credit card, you need cash, and you need, yeah, it's not euros, of course. So that's about it with transportation. Then talking about cash, it was stressing me out a little bit. The moment I got to the airport, if I needed to do some payments before going to the city center, because online they say that it's much more expensive to take money out from the ATM at the airport, and it's more affordable in the city center at some 7-Eleven, for example. So what I did is taking some money out from the airport at the first ATM I saw, and they took some commission, of course, some taxes, but not a lot, not as many as I thought. So I took some money out just in case, but I didn't need to spend any money until going to the city center because I had my Suica card, and to go from the airport to Tokyo, I did it with my Suica card, so no need to pay anything, at least in cash. I paid online with the Suica card. And then once I was in the city center, I went to a 7-Eleven and I took more money out from there. One of my regrets would be to not take out a lot of money from the ATM, because every time you get some money, of course, you pay some taxes, and I had to take money out from the ATM like 3-4 times for the whole trip. So maybe if you can do it once or twice, it's much better, because then you don't pay the taxes that come with it. But yeah, it was not that bad, because Japan is a country where you really need cash, especially if you want to try these like traditional restaurants and traditional places. You really need cash. For me, it was not that big of an issue because I was going a lot to Starbucks, 7-Elevens, and all these places where they accept credit cards, so it was not a big deal for me. But I understand for a lot of people, when they go to Japan, they want to try absolutely everything, lots of different places, most of them traditional places. So you really need cash. That's gonna come really handy. But for me, this was stressing me out a little bit, because I heard that in a lot of places they don't accept credit card. So every time I wanted to go somewhere, I didn't know if I should, because I didn't have a lot of cash. I was paying with credit card. So one of my regrets would be to just experience the traditional places, traditional cuisine, traditional food. And yeah, so don't be afraid to do that. Take some money from the ATM and explore these traditional places, because it would be really cool. Yeah, also about the airport situation, I was a little bit afraid about going through immigration, but it was much easier than I thought, because the queue was quite long. So I flew from Helsinki, Finland to Japan, direct flight. I think it was like 14 hours more or less, so quite long, but it went by pretty fast, so no complaints on that. But yeah, going through immigrations, not so much in Finland, that was quite quick. But when I got to Japan, there was a lot of people that needed to go through immigration from outside Asian countries. So it took a while, but you just need to wait, because if you're going to Japan, I guess you have your passport and the documents that you need. In my case, I just needed my passport. I'm Spanish, so basically we can go almost everywhere, I think, I'm not sure. But with my passport, I was good to go. Another important thing to consider for the airport is that once you get on the plane, if it's, I don't know what are the requirements, how it works, but for some people, I guess if it's your first time to Japan or something like that, I don't know. But they gave me these papers that I needed to fill out, stating where was I staying, what was the reason of my flight, and some information about myself, like age, nationality, all of that. But also, of course, during the flight, you don't have access to data. At least I didn't pay to have data on my phone. And on these papers, you need to add where are you staying, like the different accommodations and different cities. So I read online that it comes really handy to take screenshots of the places that you're staying, because they will ask you not just for the name of the place and the city, but the specific address where are you staying. So in my case, again, I stay in Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, back to Tokyo. So it was 4 different accommodations. So I had a screenshot in my case from booking.com of the different places that I was staying in. And then it was really easy to just add the information when the flight attendants gave me the papers. I know for some people they were complaining, like, why are you asking for this information if we are flying and we don't have access to these details right now? So I guess it's good to be prepared. I guess you can also do it once you land, but for me, it was really easy to just do it on the spot because I read it online and I had the screenshots. So do that, pro tip. About accommodation, I was reading a lot of things about these capsule hotels. And to be completely honest, I was a little bit scared. I don't know why, because when you think about it, I stayed in lots of hotels, lots of hostels, and also lots of places where you just have your own bunk beds. So you sleep with other people. Like, when you think about it, a bunk bed in lots of hostels, it's just like a capsule hotel, kind of, but it's not like stuck into the wall. It's just horizontal, if that makes sense. So it's not inside of the wall, but it's just horizontal in front of the wall. So I slept on quite a lot of these bunk beds situations on different hostels around Europe. But the capsules were a bit scary. I don't know why. I'm a bit claustrophobic every now and then. So I wasn't sure about how that was gonna go. And in Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, in those 3 different places, I stayed in 3 different capsule hotels, and it was great. I have absolutely no complaints. The capsule was bigger than I was expecting. The amenities and facilities were absolutely amazing. They gave you, in some of the places, not everywhere, your own sleepers, your own pajamas, your own everything. You have a lot of little things like to shave. They give you some razors, some soap, some whatever it's called to put on your ears so you can sleep better without hearing your neighbors. But everyone was really quiet and really respectful. That's another thing in Japan. Everyone is really respectful, even tourists, I guess, because when you're going to a country where everyone is really respectful, again, about how to treat others and to make them feel comfortable. So I guess even tourists are on that mentality, like, let's not bother, let's be respectful. Again, I cannot think of another word. But yeah, the capsule hotel experience, it was great. Another one of the issues was that the language a little bit, because I'm used to travel in Europe. Everyone speaks English more or less, especially in hotels and public places. But in Japan, they speak English, like in the different hotels and capsule hotels, they were speaking English. But you can tell that I don't want to say most of them, but some, they are not fluent or they are not comfortable. In my head, it's the same situation that when you are learning a language, when you don't practice, you feel like you're not good at it. So I feel like they are better than they think, but they are maybe uncomfortable or they are not used to it. I don't know, that's just my hypothesis. I have no fucking idea. But yeah, they were quite good with English, but they kept saying that they don't know how to speak English. I don't know, again, it's my theory. But even if they don't speak English or they don't want to speak English, they use like their phones or tablets, so they speak to the phone and then they translate it to English, so you can understand. And even if they don't know some word or they have some difficulties, they will find a way to explain it to you, so there's no issues with that. And usually checking in, checking out, it's really easy, and everything else you will figure it out as you go, like where is the bathroom, where can you get the razors, where, I don't know, how the capsule hotel light works. I feel like you're able to figure out everything as you go, as you explore a little bit. But yeah, everyone was really nice. And this is about the hotels, because I stayed in 3 different capsule hotels, and then by the end of the stay I paid a little bit more money, so I stayed in a hotel just in case that the experience with the capsule hotels was not good. But to be completely honest, of course it's better to have your own room because it's bigger, you have your own bathroom, and you can do absolutely whatever you want. And the capsule hotels, you have to be like more quiet, and you have to be really careful not to disturb everyone, because at least in my case, I was in a capsule hotel and I had someone on both my sides. So if I was, I don't know, if I was moving a little bit, maybe bumping on the left or the right in my capsule, I know that it would bother the other people, especially when it was late at night. So I was trying not to move a lot. But again, the capsules were bigger than I was expecting, so it was not an issue. And I started in Tokyo with a kind of small capsule. Then when I went to Kyoto, the capsule hotel was better, more luxurious, I would say. And when I went to Osaka, my third and last capsule hotel, it was even better. It was basically like a room, but kind of small. I could stand and my head was barely touching the ceiling, the top of the capsule. So it went increasingly better and better. So I was lucky, I guess. And then by the end, it was a hotel again. And I kind of regret a little bit to pay so much money for the hotel by the end, because the capsules are really affordable. I guess I can put the prices here, what I paid in Tokyo for the first couple of nights, then what I paid in Kyoto, and what I paid in Osaka. And then I guess I can also put what I paid for the hotel in Tokyo when I was finishing my trips, which is quite a lot. And the hotel, it was good, but I don't know, I feel like it was maybe wasting my money a little bit. But at the same time, like I said before, it's also really comfortable to just have your own space and bigger space after a full week of being in a capsule hotel. I don't know how to feel about it. Or maybe if you're doing capsule hotels and then by the end you want a hotel, don't spend a lot of money on some fancy hotel room, because I feel like, I don't know, if that's my regret or not. But basically it was a lot of money, my last hotel, and it's okay. You never know when you're going back to Japan. I guess I can make another video about the things that I visited and stuff, so I'll keep it short. But I also really enjoyed these team lab experiences. Basically, it's like I did it twice. I did it in Osaka and I did it in Tokyo. I think it's called Team Lab Planets something. In Osaka, it was outdoors. It was at this botanical garden, and it's an experience with light and sounds, and it's really interactive. It was really cool. It's difficult to explain, so I guess I can put some videos here. So this is the experience in Osaka. It was great. It was not expensive, also not cheap, but I would say it was worth it. So for me, I really like this kind of things when they make you feel a lot of stuff. Like it's with your eyes, it's with your ears, you can touch it. So it was amazing for me. And then I went to the same experience, at least by the same company, but in Tokyo. It was not outdoors, it was indoors, but it was absolutely amazing. Again, it's the same experience. It's like lots of lights, lots of sounds, but also the experience in Tokyo. They have this really cool place where it's full of mirrors and lots of lights coming from the ceiling. They also have this room where you have to kind of sit. You have a lot of flowers around you, and as you move, the flowers keep moving. Really difficult to explain. I don't know why, but I guess I can insert a video as well. But yeah, you also had to be wearing shorts, or at least putting your trousers up, because you also go through water a little bit. Again, quite difficult to explain, but really, really cool. I really, really loved it. And I think I spent like, I don't know if it was 2 hours or 1 hour and a half. It was a bit more on the expensive side, but completely worth it for me. I know it's not for everyone. And I guess that's it for the first video. I don't know if I forgot something. Oh yeah, maybe about the plane. It was 14 hours from Helsinki to Tokyo, which sounds like a lot, but in my case, I think it was Japan Airlines. The time flew by. Like, for me, I slept a little bit. I watched, I think it was 3 movies, because you have the little screen with lots of entertainment. I listened to music a little bit, and for me, I quite enjoy these kind of moments where you cannot do much, because personally I'm always listening to music or talking with friends or having some kind of inputs. So for me, I enjoy these moments of more relaxed. Even if you're watching a movie, you know that it's another vibe, because you're watching the movie because you cannot do much more. But basically, it was 14 hours on the way there. I think it was around 12 on the way back, and it was kind of easy. I don't know, there's a lot of people making videos saying you have to really prepare, you have to wear these compression socks, you have to wear this pillow because you need to be really, really comfortable, and don't overdress, but also don't be careful because maybe it's a bit cold inside. I don't know, I didn't put that much thought into it. And for me, it was quite okay. Even on the way there, I was not on the aisles, I was kind of in the middle, because they have 3 different rows for these big international flights, and I was on the middle row and also on the middle, so it was difficult to go to the bathroom and stuff. But I think I went just twice, so I spent almost 14 hours just sitting, but I didn't want to bother the person by my side. But yeah, this is just me. And on the way back, I think I also was in the middle row, but on the aisle, so I was walking a little bit more. And I don't know, like I said, I watched a lot of movies, some music, some sleeping. And maybe for the next video, I can talk about the jet lag situation. I can talk a little bit more about what I visited and some other regrets and advices. But I think for now, this would be good. Yeah, that's it. Have a nice day. I don't know how to say goodbye, but the idea is to keep posting. I don't know if about Japan, about other trips, but yeah, let's see how this goes. It's raining, so I hope the sound didn't disturb a lot, but that's it. These are my amazing notes, and see you next time, I guess. I can do this.